definition of conspiracy theory. So it is a noun, and it is a belief that some covert but influential organization is responsible for a circumstance or event. So this is going without saying that we've heard multiple conspiracy theories relating to the Illuminati. Now, if you don't know who the Illuminati is, the Illuminati is a group that was created in the 1400s in Bavaria. Illuminati translates into Order of Light. The entire group was actually designed to have the most influential people during that time to have control of finances, pretty much privateering. Now, over the years, the Illuminati has been, quote unquote, blamed for different events happening in the world. And the conspiracy theory relating to the Illuminati even goes further, saying that key influential members of society are part of this group and that their main focus is to influence and sway the population of the world into ushering in a new world order. So this actually goes under mind control and behavioral modification. So I'm sure everyone has heard about what the Illuminati has done in the past, but we're not going to focus in on the Illuminati. This is going to be more of an overall synopsis of different conspiracy theories that are out there. Now, some of them are a little ridiculous. Some of them are rooted in current events. Some of them are historical. But in term, these are all ones that we can wrap our heads around a little bit, because in the pursuit of truth and knowledge, yes, there will always be a theory relating to an event that has occurred. Do people go off the wayside in trying to find the truth? Yes. Hence why we do have these conspiracy theories. To believe that a shadow organization is out there swaying different world events, is there some truth to it? Well, I would like to believe that there's possibility. Saying that something is possible makes more sense than saying that something is truthful. We'd have to have substantial evidence to say that something is truthful. Now, do we have evidence of a shadow organization pulling the strings of political figureheads and famous individuals trying to modify us to think the way that they want us to think? Honestly, that could easily be said about network television and different people that want us to buy their products. I mean, if you take a look at different advertisements for music, for clothing, for makeup, we see certain things that capture our minds, capture the senses in some shape, form, or fashion. I mean, in a way, that could be considered a conspiracy theory on how marketing is controlling us to buy these said objects, because in a way it's ushering in a new world order. Oh, look, there's a conspiracy theory right there. It was easy to come up with. But right now, we are going to dive into the conspiracy of truth. And what I mean by this is, once more, there can always be truth in something, but until we actually have actual facts, plausible facts to prove this, it's all going to be a conspiracy theory. So this is a list of 10 conspiracy theories. Now, as I said before, some of these are going to be historical, some of them are going to be current events, some of them are going to be extremely outlandish, but let's just try to keep an open mind, because you never know. There may be one that will spark your curiosity that you may want to research yourself. So, let's dive into a little bit of conspiracy or truth with Mr. Cheshire's top 10 list of conspiracy theories. Now, this list is not in any type of order whatsoever. This is mainly dealing with my thought process of logical madness because, as the Cheshire Cat, there's always logic within madness. So, starting off with the first one. And this one is relating to more of a historical figure. This is relating to William Shakespeare. Now, for my fellow thespians out there, this has been heard many times over. This is relating to William Shakespeare not actually writing his own material. So this is number 10. William Shakespeare not writing his own works of literature. Now, there's two theories relating to this. The first one is that the name William Shakespeare is just a pen name, and that it was used by a number of different authors to create these works of art. This has been disputed quite a few times, but conspiracy theorists have pointed out the different rhythms of Shakespeare's work and how it went from one rhythm to what we know as iambic pentameter. So that is one theory. The second theory relating to this is that the Earl of Oxford, Edward de Vere, or de Vere, I apologize for butchering the last name. He was a 17th century earl, and he was the one who solely wrote the works of William Shakespeare. There's actually a movie out called Anonymous that gives a little more insight to this theory. If you ever get a chance, try to look it up. It is called Anonymous. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I actually looked at clips of it while I had a moment while I was researching. And from what I can tell, it's actually a pretty sound movie. Give it a watch sometime. So, continuing on, number 9 of this wonderful top 10 list. And this is one that I'm sure a lot of music buffs have heard, that Paul McCartney actually passed away and that he was replaced by a lookalike. Now, there are different parts of this theory that have been mentioned throughout the years. It mainly starts with Paul McCartney, the original Paul McCartney, quote unquote, was in an argument with his bandmates over management, and he actually left the studio in his car upset, and the car crashed and he passed away. And this happened on November 9th, 1966. Now, after that, due to the fact that the British government felt that hearing such news about an icon passing away would cause mass hysteria, the band decided to do a lookalike contest for a Paul McCartney replacement. And the individual that they found was an orphan named William Shears, but it was shortened to Billy Shears. And due to the fact of the passing of the original Paul McCartney, what they did was, through different subliminal messaging in their music, through certain cinematography, licensing, and photographies, the Beatles, due to their guilt and being distraught about this, were giving messages that the original Paul McCartney was dead. Now, over the years, the Beatles have said that all of this is false. But conspiracy theorists really look deep into this. Some of the things is the cover of Abbey Road, of the album, where you see Paul wearing white and the other members wearing different colors, and they represent Paul being dead because he's wearing all white and he's barefoot. And then it just goes from there, where one member is wearing all black and he is representative of the Undertaker, and there's a lot to it. Whenever you get a chance, research it. But this was all even debunked by Sir Paul McCartney as well. During everything in the transitions with the Beatles and the rough times with the band, differences in creativity, management, Sir Paul McCartney has stated that during that time he was isolating himself away from the band and, just pretty much taking a break from the spotlight. And then from there, that's when he produced his solo album, which led to the breaking up of the Beatles. So if you're ever curious about researching it more, there's tons of videos out there on social media. There's also tons of articles relating to it. Even the Time Life article that Sir Paul McCartney did, pardon me, rough throat still. It's a good read. Whenever you get a chance, go ahead and give it a look over. Now, number 8 is another Beatles conspiracy theory, and this one is kind of interesting. This one is relating to John Lennon and the night that he was murdered. Now, this one is saying that Stephen King was the one to pull the trigger instead of the actual murderer. The reason why, and this is actually a documentary that was actually done. Hold on one second. Stephen King, John Lennon. So I'm actually pulling this up on my phone because I wanted to make sure that I have my facts straight on this. I scribbled everything on my notepad, but just realizing it's actually kind of hard to read. So here we go. And you can actually find this on www.conspiracytheories. Hold on one second. Yep, so this is actually a page called Conspiracy Theories, and you can find it on... hold on one second. www.conspiracytheories.in. Now, mind you, once more, before we continue on with this, here at Cheshire's Place, nothing's really going to be edited, so you're taking this adventure with me down the rabbit hole. So, in this, they're saying in this conspiracy theory that John Lennon was murdered due to political reasons, due to the fact that he was widely known for giving peace a chance. He was anti-war. He was a huge influence on the youth during that time. Now, this is saying that due to political gain from Ronald Reagan and hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, pretty much from Ronald Reagan and the previous president, that they have worked it to where an individual would assassinate John Lennon. And that individual, according to this theory, was Stephen King. Now, this theory goes further, stating that the individual that murdered John Lennon, David Chapman, was just a stand-in for Stephen King due to the fact that both of them look very much alike. And you can actually find pictures of both individuals online. Now, the individual that came up with this theory was Steve Lightfoot, an individual from California. He's dedicated a lot of time into trying to find the truth behind John Lennon's murder, and this is the theory that he came up with, that known writer, Stephen King, and we know his works, The Stand, It, Carrie, Green Mile, countless other short stories. My personal favorite, Creep Show, because he actually did pen quite a few stories for that comic book, that he was the one who pulled the trigger on John Lennon. So, if you want to read more about this theory, it is on www.conspiracytheories.in. So, is there some truth into the possibility that Stephen King killed John Lennon? I'm going to go with the answer of because once more, we never know what the truth is going to be. I mean, there could be some truth to it, maybe not. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but that's what makes a conspiracy theory a theory. Because we do not have any actual facts to back up the claim. Now, moving on from the Beatles and moving on from Shakespeare, let's go into something that I have even heard as a kid. Now, this is dealing with fluoride being placed in the water. Now, as we know, this is number 7 on the list. Now, this is dealing with water fluoridization, which is adding fluoride to the water. Now, we know that fluoride has some health benefits. Helps strengthen teeth. That's why we have it in toothpaste. That's why we have it in mouthwash. And it's actually in a lot of other products that we use. But also, we do know with scientific proof that fluoride is bad for you if you have a lot taken in quantity. But this theory is discussing that fluoride actually has the use of mind control. And this is actually stemming back from World War II, and this is the theory that the German Nazi Party actually used fluoride, and they placed it in water to control people to make it easier for them to be convinced to move to concentration camps. Now, later on in the 1950s and 60s, the theory goes on to say that that fluoride was placed in water to convince the masses to convert to communism in the United States. Once more, there hasn't been any scientific proof to show that fluoride can be used in any type of mind control or behavior modification. Hence why they make this a theory. Now, is it possible that fluoride could have such effects? You never know. It is a possibility, but it isn't one that we're aware of that has been explored. So, moving on. Number 6 on Mr. Cheshire's top 10 list of conspiracy theories. Now, this one we have heard multiple times, that global warming is a hoax. Now, this is the theory behind it, and this is actually pretty interesting. So, the entire theory is saying that global warming is a hoax, and it is designed to keep the masses afraid. That I could possibly see. But it even goes further to state that global warming is not being caused by damage to the ozone layer or increased pollution. This conspiracy theory is saying that there is a device, that there is a series of technology out there that can actually alter the temperature of the planet, and that governments have been using this technology to instill fear in the populace. I'm going to pause real quick just to let this simmer in a little bit. There is technology out there that can increase the temperature of the planet, and this is what is causing global warming. Is it possible? I really don't know. Um, if anyone thinks that this is actually possible, that the governments of the world have technology to increase global warming and the temperature of the world, and that global warming is a hoax, please chime in on the Facebook group, Cheshire's Place, a Looking Glass and Logical Madness, or email me at cheshirelookingglass@gmail.com. And please express the reason why you feel that global warming is a hoax. As for me, I'm going to say that global warming is not a hoax. There is actual scientific data proving that global warming does actually happen. It is happening. It is something that we cannot escape due to the fact of increased levels of pollution. Mind you, I do believe that there is room for both clean energy and also still keeping with traditional forms of energy. There has to be a balance in order to make things work, in order to keep both mediums and to keep our planet going. So, with that being said, moving on to number 5 on this wonderful top 10 list of a social experiment. This one is a little more interesting, to say the least. This is actually relating to Senator Ted Cruz. And if anyone knows Ted Cruz, he's ran for the presidency a few times. He is senator from Texas. And this is relating that Ted Cruz is actually the Zodiac Killer. Now, this one I actually find kind of funny because it has been proven that Ted Cruz was born 2 years after the prolific Zodiac Killer murder spree that occurred. But this theory is stating that Ted Cruz, based on an eyewitness account, and you know how they do the renderings of individuals. So based on a rendering of what the Zodiac Killer would look like, if you compare that rendering to a picture of Ted Cruz, they almost look identical. But in the rendering, the individual that is being noted as the Zodiac Killer is wearing glasses. I actually saw this video relating to this on YouTube, and an individual put glasses up to a picture of Ted Cruz, and it almost looks spot on. But, as I said, Ted Cruz was born 2 years after the Zodiac Killer. So there's no possible way that he could actually be the killer. But then again, it could be one of those conspiracy theories that's being hidden by the Illuminati. You know, just throwing it out there. All right. Getting down to the meat and potatoes here. All right. So the next one we're going to discuss is relating to one of my favorite musicians of all time, Bob Marley. Now, as we know, Bob Marley was a prolific singer. He was very influential out there in the world of music. And at one point in time, he was almost assassinated. And one of the assassins was proven to be a well-known CIA operative. So, this theory is discussing that Bob Marley was actually poisoned by the CIA. Now, during this time, it was well known that Bob Marley did have cancer and that it was slowly affecting his body. But with this theory, it is pretty much stating that it wasn't the cancer that killed Bob Marley, but it was actually a CIA operation to poison Bob Marley. And the reason behind this is due to the fact that Bob Marley was very influential. Just like John Lennon, he was anti-war, he was about peace, and his music resonated with the masses, especially the youth during that generation. So the theory is stating that Bob Marley was killed due to the fact that he was so influential with his art. Now, trying to piece this one together, I have a feeling that there may be some truth to it, especially after the previous assassination attempt that occurred to him. Just food for thought, especially if you want to research this topic a little bit more. All right. So, the next hoax that we're going, sorry, not hoax, my apologies. The next conspiracy theory that we're going to be discussing is relating to Princess Diana. Now, as we know, Princess Diana, the Duchess of Wales, she was very influential. She was very strong-willed. She was very compassionate. Her death affected millions out there due to the fact that she was so well known, well loved, and that she spearheaded a lot of humanitarian efforts to help out third world countries. So this theory is relating, and this one is a two-part theory. The first part of this theory is that the night of Princess Diana passing away, we know that her and her fiance, Dodi Fiad, were in a car and they were trying to escape paparazzi who were trying to follow them. Now, this first theory relating to this states that there was no paparazzi around, and it was actually the British Secret Service who decided to go ahead with this murder. And in terms, it wouldn't be an accident, it would be more of an assassination. And that they decided to go with the assassination of Princess Diana due to the fact that it would look negative on the royal family if a member married a foreigner and converted to Islam. And that was the driving force behind her murder. So once again, the reason why Princess Diana, according to this conspiracy theory, was murdered was to stop her from marrying her fiance, Dodi Fiad, and eventually converting to Islam. Now, the second theory behind this is that she was murdered due to the fact that she had intimate knowledge of the royal family being involved with the Illuminati. So, once more, the Illuminati pops up in quite a bit of things for some of these theories. So, with that being said, this is the final conspiracy theory that we will be covering for this episode. And I apologize for not doing the, top 10 list and actually going number 10, number 9, number 8. But in trying to get through this, because these are actually pretty interesting theories, and I implore everyone out there that is listening to research some of these theories and come up with your own thoughts, feelings, and even theories relating to this. To all of these, actually. But the final one, number one that we're going to discuss, and this is 100% current events, and this is dealing with the C virus. So, if you have been keeping up with the news, and quite a few news outlets have actually discussed this, and I actually find this kind of interesting. There's a number of conspiracy theorists out there that are saying that the coronavirus or COVID-19 virus is a hoax, and that it was created by, the shadow figureheads in order to gain this mass plan of mind control and behavior modification. So let's dive into this one a little bit more. This theory is saying that COVID-19 or COVID-19 was created to affect the human populace, and that the 5G towers that are going up globally will be the catalyst of the virus to activate for its actual purpose of mind controlling the human race into following the New World Order of the Illuminati. Now, I understand that some conspiracy theories will grasp at straws and that they'll make different comparisons. And there's also a second theory relating to this, stating that COVID-19 was created due to the fact of 5G towers being activated, and it just caused a change in human physiology. Now, once more, I understand people will grasp at straws for certain theories, but the idea of something that is affecting so many people right now, and there's even theories on how COVID-19 was created. Is it due to the fact of someone eating something that they shouldn't have? Is it due to the fact of a mishap at a medical facility in China? Is it due to my personal favorite theory is King Tut's sarcophagus being unearthed, and it's on tour right now, and it's harboring in the dark plagues due to the curse. There's so many different theories relating to COVID-19 right now, but some of these are really grasping at straws for trying to find answers to something that is really plaguing us right now. And there's nothing wrong with trying to come up with a theory, but try to base the theory on facts. Try to make it more factual. Try not to make it a theory. Try not grasping at straws. So, I do have one more theory. To discuss, and this one is still current events, and this is still relating to COVID-19. So I guess this is still part number one, but we're just going to make this into number one, different coronavirus or COVID-19 hoax. So this hoax is relating to a group called QAnon. And QAnon members believe that the coronavirus was orchestrated by those in power, so quote unquote shadow cabinet, shadow organization, and that the current United States president, Donald Trump, is using this as a way to stop different individuals from carrying out nefarious acts in the name of Satan. Some of these acts are child trafficking, child sacrifice, drug running, sex cult rings, and some of the names that were brought up for these are actual people who have been vocal and disagreeing with President Trump's views on how he's running the country. So Tom Hanks, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Barack Obama. There's even a coronavirus theory that Bill Gates created coronavirus. So this theory right here relating to coronavirus isn't really more. It isn't. It is a theory. It is a mass of conspiracy theories, but a lot of these conspiracy theories are relating to more political traction on people who agree or disagree with the way that the country is being run. So whenever you get a chance, pardon me, I need a Quick drink of water. Whenever you get a chance, be sure to research coronavirus conspiracy theories. Some of these are, okay, most of them are very interesting to listen to. Formulate your own thoughts based on these theories or any of the theories that we actually covered tonight. You may have a different view on the conspiracy theory. You may possibly agree with the conspiracy theory. You may actually formulate your own conspiracy theory. These are out there to get people to think about what the truth is. Just like how in the X-Files, their catchphrase was, "The truth is out there." The truth is out there for many of these conspiracy theories. Is there a truth? Yes. But until we actually have the actual plausible truth, whenever we actually get the evidence for these theories, that's what these will always be, and that is a theory. So thank you everyone for venturing down this part of the rabbit hole with me and discussing the top 10 conspiracy theories that I have found. There's plenty more conspiracy theories out there, but these are the ones that I found extremely interesting to cover. If you have any comments or suggestions of other conspiracy theories, once again, go on the Facebook page, Cheshire's Place, A Looking Glass in Illogical Madness, or even drop a line at cheshirelookingglass@gmail.com. I would love to hear your suggestions or any comments relating to this episode or other past episodes. So, next week I will have a new episode out for you. Hopefully you will enjoy that one just as you enjoy these previous ones and also tonight's. So, this is Cheshire's Place, A Looking Glass in Illogical Madness. I am Mr. Cheshire, and just like the Cheshire Cat, I am everywhere and nowhere. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next week for the next one.